These cops just won't die. So I guess they're choosing writing then. Because it's Ride or Die, it's the title. Yeah. Bad Boys Ride or Die, released this past weekend in 2024, still missed out on the appropriate name, which was the previous movie's subtitle, which was For Life, because this is Bad Boys 4. This one should be Bad Boys for Life, and the other one should have been Ride or Die, but God, they just missed it on that one. But this movie is directed by Adil and Bilal, who've also directed such films like Black, Gangsta, Bad Boys for Life, and the never-to-be-released DC superhero film Batgirl. Which it still irks me that these are the directors, they put out amazing Bad Boys films, this one included, and we'll never get to see the Batgirl movie that they were directing. And I'm sure it would have been great. Sure it would have been awesome. And this film is starring Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, Vanessa Hudgens, Alexander Ludwig, Paula Nunez, Eric Dane, Jacob Scapiro, Melanie LeBurn, Rhea Seehorn, Tasha Smith, Tiffany Haddish, Joe Pantoliano, and Mr. Fantastic himself, Ian Crawford, who the first time you see in this movie, you think to yourself, gosh, there's no way he's going to turn out to be a villain in any way, shape, or form. He just looks too damn... what's the word? Fantastic. Mike Lowry's son was apprehended in the last Bad Boys film, but what he failed to tell detectives Marcus and Michael is that the cartel that he is a part of goes very deep into Miami Police Department politics. And now evidence has come forward that the old police chief who was killed in the last Bad Boys film was actually a part of a money cover-up scheme, and the police department is under investigation. And now it's up to detectives Marcus and Mike to look into this case, to clear the old chief's name, and to take down the cartel sons of bitches who are doing it. So the basic essence of this movie with the bad guys that we get, it's all the generic stuff that we've seen in the previous Bad Boys films. Some guy who's connected to some drugs or whatever wants more money and wants other people to pay, so we need to take out a couple of the detectives and the cops who were following us, and yeah, we're gonna fly off to a foreign island somewhere and live happily on our island full of money. I really hope in the next Bad Boys film they come up with a villain that is unique, and that is just so outwardly out there that we would never see it coming. I guess we kind of had it a little bit with the previous one where we had this sorceress witch who was the former lover of Mike Lowry. But now we're back to cartel people who just want money and to take out politicians and things. Kind of generic stuff. And actually the entire story and plot points of this movie is very generic to the point where it's almost a carbon copy of the previous Bad Boys film, Bad Boys for Life. It's just everything is flipped around. It kind of reminded me, and I know there are no fans of these two movies out there except for me. I just love these two movies to death. But Batman Forever and Batman and Robber, the two Joel Schumacher Batman films that came out like a year and a half apart from each other, the story beats between those two movies are almost the exact same. If they're different, it's because it's happening to different characters. The same thing is happening here with For Life and Ride or Die, except in this one the roles are reversed. Mike is now the married man, the happily married man, which, by the way, where the fuck did that come from? He's had women that he's had his eye on in every single film, but here he is, finally the physical therapist is the one that tied him down, and she's the one who says, like, you know what, I want to spend my days dyeing your goatee, Mr. Smith. So that happens out of nowhere. And as the previous film where Mike is in the hospital in the first act, now Marcus is in the hospital after his heart attack at the wedding. And when he comes out of it, he has this new outlook on life where he's not so anxiety ridden. He's not so worried about death. He's not worried about people shooting at him. He goes out and walks in the middle of the street because he knows that he can't die, and all these cars are just going to pass him by. So it's a role reversal, kind of like what we got in the first Bad Boys film, but as all of you out there that have watched my Bad Boys movie review, you know I had a problem with, because that was the first entry and we're already doing a role reversal storyline. That doesn't make sense. We don't know who these characters are. So the fact that they're switching places and trying to be like the other one, Like, that doesn't make sense to me because I don't know who these people are, so it's not funny. Here, now we have the fourth entry into this franchise. We know who these characters are, so now the roles are reversed. Where Mike is having the panic attacks and he's worrying about jumping into action-filled adventures, Marcus is the one who doesn't give a damn and starts shooting up everyone, especially when he gets a little sugar inside of him. See, that's funny now. It was not funny back in 1995. It is funny now. I know I upset a few people out there with my review of the first Bad Boys film, but I didn't grow up with it. That's just my opinion. I wasn't a big fan of that one, but that story beat works in this one. But we also have moments where they go into a club and then there's a shootout in the club and it all builds up to this climax in this makeshift facility that no one's ever heard of before, with multiple layers, and they're climbing and they're trying to get the bad guys. Ride or Die and For Life are almost the exact movie, just with the characters flip-flopped. So I beg and plead to these directors, if they do a Bad Boys 5, please make it unique and not do the Joel Schumacher Batman thing where you just make the same movie just with different characters and places. Now, with all that being said, we still have great chemistry between our two leads, which is something that you would think would diminish and deteriorate over time, but I think it's only gotten stronger. These two, Martin Lawrence, Will Smith, they play off with each other perfectly, and I want to keep seeing them be these characters, and I want to see this franchise continue. This is something I would not have said when this was a Michael Bay franchise. I was like, okay, fine, where are we going? But now here with this new directing duo, I hope this franchise continues with them. And for God's sake, in the next film, please let the Chief just die. I know Joe Pantoliano is a part of this franchise, he started this thing, but his character died in the last one. We don't need to keep having him come back as if he's Jigsaw and trying to continue on with the Saw franchise. We can let him lay to rest after this one. The action fight scenes and the action set pieces very much like what we got with the previous film. Not a lot of car chases or innovative car action scenes that we got from the Michael Bay version, but we got a lot of cool camera work. There's actually a behind the scenes video out there, I believe I saw it on TikTok, where it shows Will Smith has the camera rig in front of him and he's the one controlling when it swivels back and forth. We have a cool POV shot of him shooting out people in that climax scene, which was really cool. And we have some great comedic bits, again, between Martin Lawrence and Will Smith, where they find themselves in some Proud Boys territories, and they just light them up, and it's great. It's great to see Proud Boys getting their comeuppance. Bad Boys Ride or Die is a nice continuation of this franchise, and the continuation of the partnership between our two lead actors and these two directors, and I hope they stay together for Bad Boys 5 and continue this thing going. I wouldn't say it is as great and as powerful as the third film was. I felt that one had a more emotional impact when it came to the revelation that this Mike Lowry character actually has a heart and has character, as opposed to just being this ladies' man bad boy. But I really do enjoy the flip-flop of these two characters now in the fourth film, not in the first film. In this movie, it works. I'm gonna give Bad Boys Ride or Die 3.5 out of 5 Blu-rays.
I am above average.
So guys, have you seen Bad Boys Ride or Die? What did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across because of this video, then comment below and let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell so you'll know the next time I'm releasing my next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time on the channel, but in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.